Hey, it's Mustafa, and today we're going to be going over how to scale, right, your e-commerce business without having to scale your ad spend, which is obviously quite important, right? Because e-commerce is already a space with somewhat low margins, right? I think the average is around 10-20%. So obviously you want to keep your ad spend as low as possible whilst your revenue all the way up here, right? So yeah, let's just get right into it. All right, so scale without scaling your ad spend, right? That's the name of this video. So let's get right into it. Scaling ad spend limits. Now obviously one way to scale your revenue is by scaling your ads. So, upping the budget, etc. right? But it does come with limits, or should I say drawbacks. And here's some of them, right? There's a few more, but here's the main ones here. So it's not linear. So what that means is, let's say you're spending 10, making 100, just to make the math simple, right? Now that you up it to 20, you're not necessarily going to make 200, if that makes sense. It doesn't work in linear fashion, so it actually ends up, so if you spend 20, you might make 150, which is why it says here, it can decrease your margins, right? So you can become less and less profitable, and ads, it does, right? After a certain point, there's always a certain point for, it's different for each company, but there's a certain point where after you scale past there, it just gets less and less efficient. So that's what it's not linear means. It can decrease your margins, as I mentioned, because of that, and some other reasons as well. Market saturation, so you can just run through your entire market too fast, if that makes sense. That's that. And audience fatigue is, if they just get bombarded with your ads, then it's just going to lose its effectiveness, as they're not going to be as sensitive to it as they were before. That's just some of the limits, which is why the whole point of this video is to scale without scaling your ad spend, right? So yeah, so you can be more profitable, right? And you can obviously scale your ad spend, right? But alongside it, you can do these things as well, right? Especially when, scaling it stops being as effective as it was before. All right, here's what to do instead. Let's go through it one by one. So firstly, you can do some website CRO. CRO stands for conversion rate optimization, which is basically where you make changes to your website and test them in order to boost your website's conversion rate, right? And what your conversion rate is, if you don't know, is the percentage of people who come onto your site and then convert, so buy. So if you had 100 people come onto your site, for example, and only 2 people end up buying from you, then your conversion rate would be 2%, which is actually about the average for e-commerce brands. It's about 1-2%. But yeah, now why CRO is so important is because if you were to take your conversion rate from 2% to 4%, you'd technically be able to double your revenue, right? It doesn't work like that exactly, because people might spend less, etc. But you have the possibility to double your revenue, right? With the exact same amount of website visitors that you already get currently. So hence why you don't need to increase your ad spend, because you can do that, or you can double your revenue, or even more, without increasing your ad spend. So same amount of traffic. Now next is the bundles. This one's quite short, but bundles where you have, let's say, 2 items, and one is $10, another is $25, and right next to those products, you might have a bundle that includes both of those products for just $30, right? So they're saving, what is that, $5? This way you will increase your average order value, right? And get more people spending $30 rather than just 10 or 25, in order so, they believe that they're taking advantage of the bundle deal, right? But yeah, you're just trying to get them to spend more. This actually combined with this, right? So you're increasing your conversion rate plus your average order value. You can potentially 4x your revenue without changing your ad spend, nothing, just by doing these two. So these two alone, really good. Now, next is the pricing strategies. Now, there's a lot of different pricing strategies. I'm not going to go through all of them in this one video. Let me know in the comments if you want me to actually do that. But one of the pricing strategies that I'm going to go over, which is quite a good one, is the decoy effect. And this is what McDonald's use, cinemas use, Apple uses even, so yeah. And this is where you have 3 different sizes or models. So the smallest or cheapest option, and then you have the medium, and then you have the largest, most expensive one, right? Now, you price your small and medium in a way that makes your large one look like it's an obvious value for money, right, to go for. So you want people to go for the largest option, basically. So this also ties back into this kind of where you're trying to increase your average order value, basically. If you were to combine all of these, that's the goal. If you were to combine all of these without even touching your ad spend, you might even be able to decrease your ad spend, right? Without touching your ad spend, you'll be making a ton more money. You could 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x even, just with these strategies. So yes, so just to give you an example of how that would work is, if you had a small product, right, that's let's say $4, right, and your medium is $6, and then your largest option is $7, the middle option is quite literally only there to make the largest option look like it's the most viable, right? Same with the $4 one as well, same with the small one. So it's like $4, $6, and it's $7. So $7 is not even double 4, so they're like, that's the best value for money, right? They're gonna go for that. It's what cinemas use, it's what Apple uses. It's why Apple tend to always have, like, let's say 3 MacBooks, right? So what I'm on right now, 3 of those, and they try and make you get the best one, right? By just pricing them in that way. Now, the last one is, this one might sound obviously like common knowledge, right? It is, but there's a specific way that we upsell with clients, and it's basically we post-purchase upsells, right? We do post-purchase upsells. All right, let's change this quickly. Right, so right after someone puts in their card information and presses buy, right, you want an upsell to come up with a temporary deal and a timer, and if they decline that deal, then they won't be able to ever get it again. So they have to, there's a timer, which is the scarcity, and they have to make a decision there. If they buy, they get the deal. If they don't, then they don't get the deal and they won't get it again, right? They have to frame it that way. This works really well because they just bought from you, so they'll be in a buying mind frame already, which is great. Plus, they already put all their card information, so once they press buy on your upsell item, it's going to automatically go through, or it should. That's how you have to set it up, right? So they don't have to go through the whole checkout process again. So smooth, seamless, no friction. You know, one of the key things about selling online is you want to make it as easy as possible for your customer, right? To go from seeing the product or seeing your ad, going through to it, seeing the product, seeing all the key information they need, then obviously going to the checkout page. If you can do Apple Pay and Google Pay, stuff like that, it's a big one as well. You know, so you don't have to enter your card information. You yourself probably might have been on, let's say, Amazon or another website, and as soon as it comes to the cards section where you have to enter your card information, you have to go get your card, etc., you probably just left it, right? And obviously when you have a store, you don't want that to happen to you, so make it as easy as possible. But yeah, now that's everything. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave it down in the comments below. And if you have an e-commerce brand, right, and you need help scaling, or you need help applying any of the strategies that I've listed in this video, or running your ads, anything like that, right, scaling your e-commerce brand basically, there's a link in the description. You know, you can check it out. You don't have to, right? Doesn't really matter. But if you do want to grow your business, go ahead and let's have a chat. But other than that, that's it for this video, and see you guys next time.